Hi guys, welcome back to Danny's Diary on Tour. This year we are looking ahead to the Tote Galway Plate. This year's guest is a huge guest. He's ridden in the green and gold for many years. He's ridden over 900 winners, 16 Cheltenham Festival winners and 2 Tote Galway Plates. Mark Walsh is joining me this year for some great fun, a little bit of fishing and some challenges along the way. Mark, chilling here by the lake in Galway. Summer's a little bit slower than usual this year. How are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's grand. It's grand to be here. It's a little bit cloudy, but sure we can't do anything about that. But yeah, it's grand. A little bit quieter this year and not as busy, but getting plenty of time to relax.
You picked up a bad injury in Galway, if I'm correct, last year, ahead of a fantastic season. How did you find getting back from that last year?
Yeah, I done my T5 and T6 on the Thursday after I was in the novice hurdle after the Galway hurdle. I was off longer than expected. I was off for 9 weeks with it. It took a bit longer to heal, but yeah, once we got going again after that, the season was great.
Say the break done you fairly well. Looking back on it, Dublin Racing Festival, 4 winners, all grade 1s.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It came just at a time when I needed to get me name in lights. The previous month, Harry Cobbin had been named JP's #1 for the new season. So yeah, it was good to show I could still do it after that.
After the news broke, you said you had to keep your name up in lights. Harry Cobden had been announced as #1 jockey to JP McManus for the upcoming season. Mentally, how do you prepare? How do you move on from that to perform while you're still in the hot seat?
Well, sure, once the news broke, you just kind of have to get on with it and bury it in the back of your head and not be thinking about it. If you're thinking of something like that, going out in a race, you're not going to do your job. So just have to bury it in the back of your head and get on with the job at hand.
I suppose years gone by of performing at the highest level, it would stand to you riding under pressure in those situations?
Yeah, exactly. Riding all those good horses for JP down the years, and you know, it is a high pressure job. So look, the older you get, the better you get to deal with things. And I'm a good age now, so I think I dealt with it properly.
Definitely something some younger jockeys in the game could look at, how you handle all the situation and the results you're able to produce after it.
Yeah, exactly. I just kept my mouth shut. There's no point bawling and crying about it. No one's going to listen to me anyway. So I just kept my mouth shut, head down, and kept working.
Fact de File was a very impressive winner at the DRF. It was a big step up for him and probably one of the toughest staying chases of the year. How did you feel coming back in after that one?
Delighted with him. I'm delighted that he showed what he can do. The previous season I'd ridden him and I was always trying to hold him up in behind Galloping the Champ and Paul. I just wasn't really letting him use his jumping. So this time luckily we went to good gallop and down the back I just let him roll and let him wing fences. And I ended up being in front at the third last, which I wouldn't usually do, but as I said, I just let him roll and let him use his jumping, so he showed us all what he can do when he's on form.
Definitely a real coming of age performance where the physical was probably always there, but the mental for me in that performance really shone out for him.
Yeah, a lot of people thought he wouldn't get home when I went to the front. A few people asked me, I was confident I was going to get home, and I was. As you can see it, he pricked his ears up to the line, so there's still plenty left in the tank.
There's another few big days in that fella to come in the future, you'd imagine.
I'd say so. He's a top class horse, yeah. So he's a proper grade 1 horse.
The Dublin Festival, riding those big winners, it's, as you say, particularly a good buzz for you. You're a cool man on the big day. Did that change this year when you started banging in those grade 1s?
Not really, no. I think I'm quite level when I'm riding. I don't get too high and I don't get too low, and I think that's the proper way to be as a jockey. So no, look, they meant a lot to me, obviously, but I don't think it really changed. I changed the way I looked at it at all.
You were happy enough.
Delighted, yeah, but I don't really show it.
That's it. That's why you keep producing it.
That's it. Not like you roaring and shouting.
Give a good little bit of buzz after.
You do. You enjoy a good celebration, don't you?
I do sometimes, yeah. I suppose different winners from time to time mean different things.
Fair enough. Each their own.
We're two different guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Jacket's going to be needed.
Lovely.
We're going to do a bit of fishing, see if you're any good. I'm going to fish some information out with you, see how we go.
Let's look at that.
Let's go.
Right, Danny and Mark, the Tote Galway Plate is coming up. No messing now. You've got 20 minutes. I want to see fish in the boat. You have to put it on the Tote Galway Plate. Right? So, no smiling and concentrate.
I don't think there's any fly fish fish up here.
I couldn't master that at all.
Jump. Right. Hit on the camera. Steady. Fine fish. Catch and release. We'll let him off.
Oh, let him. Leave him there.
Mark, you've been riding for over 20 years now, but going back to the start, did you come from a racing background?
My cousin was a jockey in England, David Walsh. He won the champion conditional title there a good few years ago, and I was interested, always had ponies, done plenty of hunting, hunter trial, and then moved into pony racing, and yeah, that's where it all started really.
First trainer you would have spent time with?
I started with Peter McCreary in Clane when I was about 11 or 12, going down weekends and holidays and things like that, and he was very good to me. He was letting me school horses over fences when I was only a young lad, so it all stood to me.
What was your first Cheltenham winner?
First Cheltenham winner was a spare ride for Willie Blueberry in the Coral Cup. Ruby got a fall in the previous race and broke his leg or his arm or something. So Paul Townend was supposed to ride Blueberry and he got on Ruby's horse, which is the favourite. I can't remember the name of it, but I got the leg up on Blueberry and unfortunately for Paul he won.
A stroke of luck, yeah. That led on to 16 Cheltenham Festival winners after that. It's been a great place for you.
Brilliant, yeah. I've won a lot of the big races. I won the Champion Hurl, the Ryanair, the Stairs Hurl and the Gold Cup. Champion Chase is the only one missing off the CV, so I'd like to get that done before I retire.
You'll have a few more years to have a go at that.
I sure hopefully all being well, yeah.
You were the leading rider for JP McManus, succeeding AP McCoy and Barry Geraghty, who all rode big winners, and you filled those boots well through the years.
Yeah, as I've always ridden for JP, and when Barry retired, I just took up the role and kept continuing riding the horses here in Ireland, and yeah, I think I've won the most grade ones for JP of any jockey, so that's a nice thing to have.
It's a nice thing to have on the CV, is right. And looking at the Tote Galway Plate, you're two winners of the Galway Plate, Tote Galway Plate.
Yeah, Bob Lingo and Early Doors. I think my first ride in the race was in, I think it was 2005 or 2006. Light in the room for Jerry Stack. He finished third. I think it was the Ansar. So I had a good start in the plate, yeah. I placed plenty of times in it too. Was
that your first ride in a competitive handicap chase, a big one like the Galway Plate? Was it a buzz for a young fella riding back then?
Yeah, it was. It was my first competitive race, one of the big handicaps, and yeah, sure. We go to these festivals looking for riding these big races, and I was delighted to finish third in my first Galway Plate, yeah.
How many years after that was Bob Lingo going on to win it?
Bob Lingo was 2012, so I think Lighting the Broom was 05, 06, so 7 or 8 years anyway.
And the race on Bob Lingo, do you remember much about it?
Yeah, it was lashing rain all day. He had a nice low weight, he 10-3. I got a great start. I was 4th, 5th down dinner the whole way. Jumped brilliant, travelling brilliant, and it was magic coming up to the line in front.
Trained by Tom Mullins, an interesting character, I know.
And led up by David Mullins.
Was it led up by David?
David led him up, yeah, so yeah, Tom, your uncle, he's a funny character, yeah, so I've had a good few winners for Tom over the years.
Did he have any words of wisdom on the day?
You know, Tom, he's man a few words, so I know, look, it's great to win a big one from him.
And then going on for Early Doors 2020, was it?
Yeah, and Barry had just retired that summer, the summer of COVID, so he was my first kind of big ride, riding the first string of horses, so it was it was great to get a big pot that first summer, yeah.
Joseph O'Brien was a very good trainer for JP McManus through the years as well, a great plot trainer to pick out a race.
Definitely, yeah, and he doesn't have as many jump horses now, but all through from then on, but since he started training, he had a lot of summer jumpers, and we've won loads of races together, yeah, so he's a brilliant trainer.
You wouldn't mind getting on another one of Joseph's around Galway?
No, definitely not. He knows the time of day, and he's a very good trainer, so yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how's it going, Jim?
Not too bad. Danny, Mark.
Mark, how are you?
Good. I've got your gear here ready for you, lads.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
A jacket each.
Ready to rock.
Couple of hats.
Whoa. Mark, it's fair to say our ability as chefs is questionable, but your ability to ride top class horses over the last 20 years has been very good. Who are some of the best guys you've ridden against?
Well, I'd say when I started off riding, the likes of Charlie Swan was still riding, and Norman Williamson, and they were two jockeys I looked up to as a young lad, so to be riding against them was a dream come true. And further after that, then you should have AP and Ruby and Paul Carberry, Barry Garrity, David Russell, Conor Dwyer, some of the best in the business. To be riding against them was brilliant. As I said, it was a dream come true, but yeah, they're all very competitive. They wouldn't give you an inch, but it was good grounding for me.
More cameras on and more style came in, but the tactics were always tough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the styles got a bit better probably, but yeah, there was the tactics of the races were always there, and you'd learn a lot from riding against them.
We're on the World Cup. We've just passed it. Ronaldo, Messi. The debate goes Ruby Walsh, JP McCoy. Which side of the fence were you on?
I never really had a big say on it, to be honest. What AP done, the amount of winners he's ridden, like that might be a hard record to break, and sure, the amount of grade ones Ruby's ridden, it's unbelievable. That record would probably be very hard to break too, so they're two champions in their own right, aren't they?
Equal champions, I suppose, for what they were chasing. Who do you think, through all of those generations, if you were to try and pick one, who would you say you maybe had the most battles with and you thought was the best and toughest to ride against?
Oh, it's another hard one, isn't it? Every one of them were so hard to beat. You needed the horse to beat them, but you needed to be clever enough to beat them too. But I couldn't really pick out one to beat. I bet McCoy in this finish one there, so I was happy about that.
When you're young and you get to beat one of them, it's one that sticks out in the memory.
It's sweet, isn't it?
Narciso Haas, he's a horse that I was lucky enough to get to ride. I think when you were elsewhere, you won a grade one on him after me. How far do you think he could go?
The sky seems to be the limit for him, doesn't it? He won well that day with you in Leopardstown, and I got back on him in the DRF, and he was very impressive. He's a very uncomplicated horse. Jumps, travels. Sky's the limit for him, I think, isn't it?
Looks to be. Another with a big engine is Margeborough. He's a horse that showed plenty. Where do you think he can go in the future?
The proper Margeborough, if he turns up, he could be a champion, but he's just, you don't know what he's going to do each day. What he done in the DRF was unbelievable. He went out, jumped, winged, never missed a beat, winged every fence, and won by 18 or 19 lengths. And then went back to Cheltenham and Punchestown, and it was very disappointing. So you just need to catch Margeborough on a good day.
If he can follow the path of Fact to File, it was probably a bit over exuberant. His first season in open company might be fair to say, but developed into a top class horse. There possibility of him fulfilling that potential?
Yeah, you'd be hoping so, exactly. He has all the potential there, he just has to put it in the right place.
Saratoga seemed to come alive in Cheltenham and stepped up to grade one level in Punchestown. Where can he keep improving to?
Yeah, he's improved the whole way during the season. Obviously winning Cheltenham, then winning the grade one at the end of the season, so yeah. it'd be interesting to see what he does this season, and I'd say Torrig was be looking to see will he make up in the champion hurdle horse. So hopefully he does.
It can be a very difficult transition for the juveniles coming into the champion hurdle picture. Was one of the recent memories maybe Catch It?
Esport
Allen, you won on as well.
Last 5-year-old to win the champion hurdle, yeah. So it can be done, but the record of 5-year-olds isn't great, but it can be done.
It's probably an open division at the moment, and if he keeps the upward trajectory, he could be competitive there next year.
That's it, exactly. And if you see how he comes out this year, and if he's improved from last year, you'd be hoping he can go that way.
Dino Blue was a fan favourite. She's won twice in Cheltenham and, proved very hard to beat during 2026.
Yeah, she's a brilliant mare. She's very versatile. She can win over 2 miles, 2 miles 6, 2.5 mile on heavy ground, good ground. So she's a brilliant mare. She's a joy to ride, and she's one of my favourites as well.
Dino Blue, she's won twice in Cheltenham. She stepped out into open company at the Dublin Festival. Do you think she could be possible to run a champion chase at some stage in the future?
You never know. As I say, she's very versatile. She could. She's won over 2 mile on good ground and heavy ground. So I'd say if it was a weak division this year, you might see her running in the chase.
You've ridden winners for so many different trainers over the last few seasons. Is there any trainer that sticks out in your mind as someone that's on an upward trajectory?
Yeah, Keane Collins there. Keane used to ride, and I think he's been training the last 4 or 5 years. He's making a good go of it. He's having plenty of winners, and he seems to be a trainer to keep an eye on, yeah.
Trained a few winners at Cheltenham Festival. If the horses come, he'll be able to deliver.
That's it. He won with Jazzy Matty in the Grand Annual 2 years ago, didn't he? And he was only bet by a short head or something this year, yeah. So he's on the up. If he got the horse, I'd say he'd do a good job.
Definitely. So myself and Mark have proved fairly unreliable as fishermen and chefs and anything else we put our hand at today. But we're back to the day job at the Galway Festival, and if you fancy backing either of us in the Tote Galway Plate or anywhere through the Galway Festival, head over to Tote and follow us along, and hopefully we'll make you some money.